So now it is time for the hard to kill main event, which is a brutal contract signing between three guys. So the contract signing is taking place in the ring, and guess who? You'll never guess who is in the ring to make the introductions here and to be the presiding officer over this thing. Good
Me and
old.
Gene, me and Gene Okerlund.
Oh, that would make it much better. But no, Scott D'Amore again. Scott D'Amore's
Oh,
back, ladies and gentlemen. Can't seem just to keep himself off TV. Debbie Morrissey came out first, and then Cardona came out second, along with Chelsea Green, and then Moose came out. D'Amore ran down the accolades of everybody. Morrissey, so I thought this was great. Morrissey took the mic and said that this signing wouldn't be about mind games. He was there to become Impact World Champion, signed the contract, and left the ring. He continues to be probably the best character on this TV show. He's smarter than everybody, and he's always right.
they're booking him as a tweener, but they're failing
Yeah.
because he's the most competent guy. He's the most competent guy in the whole show. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to sign this because again, this is a guy from the WWE. He's been around the block. He knows what happens at a contract signing. I'm going to sign my name. I'm going to go back to the back.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I'm supposed to boo this man, right? I'm supposed to hate him. I can't do it.
He continues to be the smartest guy in the company.
Yeah.
Then Cardona took the mic and agreed with Morrissey. The last couple of weeks have been dealing with Moose playing mind games, but he was someone that kept coming back after being pushed back, and he was ready for hard to kill. Cardona signed, and then Moose told Cardona that once again he will fail. He signed the contract, and then told Green that after hard to kill, she's going to have to realize she's married to a mid-carder. Well,
I think she knows that.
Yeah, I mean, she's a mid-carder herself. They actually have a lot in common that way.
Yeah, they live in the mid. They live in the mid card. Like,
yeah. Moose insulted Green, and a brawl finally broke out. Moose took out Cardona and put him to a table. And then at one point, Moose was about to hit Cardona. He wrapped a chair around his head and was about to brain him. And then Chelsea Green got in his way, and he shoved her down, which nobody really got mad at except for today randomly. Like Bixen Span felt mad about it.
Bixen Span was mad.
Bixen Span's had it out for Moose forever. I don't want to go into Moose's past. I think we covered that on our first episode, but I don't think everybody has all the facts there. But it seems like Bixen Span has just chosen what the story was. Like, he has the story in his head already, and that's the bottom line truth, and he can't be told any different. So he's just chosen that this person cannot be on TV, and then now he can't push a girl down in storytelling.
Well, Moose sicked a bunch of people on Bix, right?
Yeah.
Bix is usually the guy that does that, so he was not appreciative of the Moose fans and people attacking him. So one can dish, one cannot take.
Yes, absolutely. And
I'm not saying whatever happened with Moose is like fine. It should be water under the bridge. The legal system is the legal system.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Every time Bixen Span has an issue with a guy, he does these kind of things, and it's sad because I like his podcast. I think Between the Sheets is a great historical podcast, but
I don't
know, man.
I don't want to say he's a good writer, but he has done some great articles, I will say. Yes. A lot of times they're not great, but he's had some really good ones. And I think he had one on Pat Patterson that I thought was just a brilliant piece of journalism.
He's a hell of a researcher. I'll tell you that. Like, he does a really good job with that. I don't know the man, so I can't sit there and tell you about him personally, but if he don't like you, he's going to go out of his way to try to turn the internet against you. And it doesn't always work out well for him.
Yeah. If you come across as unlikable, you're not really going to get a lot of people on your side.
Shocking.
Yeah, shocking. So, but anyway, he shoved her down, and then Cardona ended up getting some of or Cardona tried to hit Moose with the chair. Moose got out of the way, and then he hit Chelsea right in the head with a chair as the show went off the air. And I think that this was supposed to draw sympathy for Chelsea, but again, like we said last week, we just saw Chelsea in the ring with Jake Something. You can just do that to women on this show. This is the world that they've created. So not only did it not get sympathy from me, although it did seem like a lot of people liked the angle and thought that it did, it got the opposite effect with me, where I laughed my ass off seeing this. I thought this was hilarious.
I agree. I've got a lot of complicated thoughts in this whole thing. One, I think that Moose pointing out that Cardona is a mid-carder doesn't help the feud, right? If you're saying this guy is just a mid-carder, then when you struggle to beat him, you're struggling to beat a mid-carder.
Thank you.
You want to
So
build like when we call him Mid Cardona, it's a joke for a podcast. They
right.
shouldn't be like when they first are like, oh, that's our gag. All right. And then I'm like, no, this is bad. You're supposed to build up your opponent. So when you win, you did something,
Mhm.
not the other way around. Like it's strange. And then, like you said, Chelsea Green just fought Jake something who's about the same size as Moose, maybe a little bit smaller. Like, why? What's the difference here? This company goes out of its way to do these intergender matches. Like, sure, he hit her with a chair, but I mean, like, this is what we do on this show.
Yeah.
Right? None of it makes sense. Like, and okay, we talked about Morrissey, right? How he's the most likable guy in this whole thing. He's not involved in anything. Right? He's like off to the side. Why is he in this match? Why isn't this just Cardona and Moose? And then we go on to Morrissey later.
Yeah.
Why can't Morrissey just loom in the shadows as the next guy? Like, this is a three ways doing nothing for anybody.
Nope. It's just making sure that nobody really gets over. Nobody has a chance to shine.
And nobody is.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's three-way for the sake of three-way. This company is addicted to them. We saw it last month at Turning Point with the X Division title match where they could have just very well had Laredo Kid versus Trey Miguel in a one-on-one match. They would have tore the house down. After the match, Macklin could have attacked Trey Miguel to set up the next match. Booking 101, right?
Mhm.
But instead they had to have the three-way to deny Macklin his title shot. And I think they're doing the same story here with this one because I get the feeling that Moose is going to pin Cardona, which is going to then piss off Morrissey to set up a match between Moose and Morrissey.
So then
The
why
same,
couldn't we just do the Cardona thing? It doesn't make
right.
it doesn't make sense.
It's the same story that they just did in the X Division with Miguel, Laredo Kid, and Macklin, where Macklin feels like he didn't actually lose the match. It was Laredo Kid that lost the pin, so now they're going to do the one-on-one match at Hard to Kill. It's the same story, just in different divisions. This company just doesn't seem to grasp the fact that we notice this stuff, and the reason why we notice this stuff is because you're not paying attention. And you're treating it like the audience just doesn't care when we actually do. We pay attention.